And hello, everybody. My name's Nick. I also go by Touchfuzzy on many places, and we're doing our final stream for the RPG Maker Festival. I hope everyone enjoyed all of the things we organized. We've had a lot of streams, we've had guides go up, then, of course, the big sale, which ends tomorrow. If you want to get something in the sale, I suggest you do it tonight or wake up very early in the morning. But you're running out of time on that. But today, we're going to make some Autotiles. The thing about Autotiles, first of all, I'm jumping to this because so people know that I'm doing something. La la la. I'm not actually going to be working in this much. It's mostly going to be Photoshop. The thing about Autotiles that you'll need to know when I'm making them is that I am not an artist. So these are not going to be incredibly beautiful Autotiles. But they're going to be functional, and it's going to show you how to make the edges and everything all match up. So I made some grass Autotiles to start with, but they have no edges, and that's not actually what. So here's my grass. As I said, I'm not an artist. This is, it's grass. It works. But what I'm going to do is do a water Autotile. And the reason I'm going to do a water Autotile is because it teaches you everything you need to know to do this style of Autotile, but then it adds in how to do the animations. So the first thing you need to know outside of the regular stuff is how it animates. Which, as you can see here, that's just a, thing with no edges. We're going to work it over here for our water. So there's always three panels for your, or three versions of the Autotile. You have 1, 2, and 3. The animation pattern for this, the way because I was pretty sure I knew what the pattern was, but I wanted to make sure. So I took this set, and I put a 1, a 2, and a 3 on it. You can see over here if I playtest this game. The pattern is 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So it basically goes up and then down and up then down. I'm going to take advantage of this to do something. I'm not going to do a 3-step animation because once I've done 2 steps, I'm going to have taught you everything to do 3 steps if you wanted to. So I'm going to do a 2-step animation. And since I'm doing a 2-step, if I make the third frame and the first frame the exact same frame, it'll go back and forth between those two. Yes, it is 1, 2, 3, 2, blah, 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 so forth and so on. So there's one thing you could do when doing these Autotiles. Now that I've shown that, I'm going to throw that away. Because you have the layering, you could actually just draw the water Autotile on its own layer and just place it on top. But I'm going to do it how the other ones are done. So this will help MV people too. So the first thing I want to do when making this water Autotile, of course, the absolute first thing you want to do every single time is when you're working with tiles, you want a grid that's 48 by 48 with subdivisions to get 24 by 24. So now that we know this, what the specific look is going to be, there's the 3. I'm going to start by drawing the grass tile across all of them. Actually, it may be easier just to do one at a time. I'll do just the first one first. And so one of the nice things is you want to work on layers, on different layers, because if you work all on the same layer, you're going to have like trouble with changing it. If you don't quite like it, you'll be like, oh, I could erase, but no, I can't erase because I have to redraw the green under it, so forth and so on. So it's easier to work in layers. The first thing I want to do though is I'm going to take over here and draw my water Autotiles. The first thing I'm going to need is some kind of blue. Again, my art skills, ain't that great. So these are going to just be, so I'm going to grab all of this, fill it with, and so just fill with the foreground color. All right. So I'm going to put little, all right. So basically we're going to take and do just this upper left tile, and then we're going to copy it to all of the other tiles. And then I'm going to talk about when we start doing our edges, how these tiles are actually laid out. So let's deselect. I hate having anything selected. Or wait, no, actually I want to have it. I think I can do. Oh yeah, because I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be a different layer. Select, deselect, and let's do a new layer. Layer, new. Stuff is popping up on my other monitor instead of this one. All right, now I'm going to make that the background color, and I'm going to make a lighter blue to draw some like these. Like I said, we're gonna work specifically on like one. I'm still using the same brush I was using before. I may want to make it a little bit smaller actually. So I want to do work on just this this section right here. It's 48 by 48. I prefer to not use that Ekaterina. I just have gotten used to doing it the way I do it. The brushes I'm using obviously don't matter. So this is one of the things I do to make sure it tiles correctly. Because here's the thing. Let's say I'm gonna draw these really quick. So let's say you do this, and you do that. Okay, it's gonna tile, but like it's going to be obvious that it's got squares in it. So instead, I'm gonna draw a little bit down and to the right. I hate drawing with a mouse. I wish I had. I guess I could have grabbed my son's tablet, but I did not. This is all going to be done freehand, which is, or by freehand with a mouse, which is not ideal. So I want to like kind of get a few off into this extra side. Ugly. Probably would help if I also turned my sensitivity down, because I'm moving this barely at all. Ah. So how is... I know I asked in chat, how is everyone doing today while I'm just doing something that's repetitive? Oh, that was way bad. All right. Let's cross the edge. All right. So now what I'm going to do is grab the stuff that went off the edge here. Control C, Control V, and move it up to the very top here. Make sure I do not move it side to side. So 0 pixels and 48 pixels. That one's easy because I don't think, but I'm going to check. So what I'll do is use the magic wand to... What layer am I... Oh, that actually worked pretty well. Oh, that's right, because I'm drawing on just that layer. I did this actually correct. I didn't do it correct last time when I was doing the green. All right. And then grab this edge right here. Copy, paste. That's okay. That's right on top of it. I need to go 48 over, but absolute 0 up. All right, now I can delete the sections that are over in other areas. That's like the first real trick there, is that if you draw over the edge and then copy paste the other side, it helps a lot. It keeps you from having your pattern be noticeable where the edges are. And let's merge visible. So now we need to take this section here. We're going to copy paste it onto all the other parts of the tile. Sure, someone could tell me how to do this better, but it's all good. It's faster. I can do this pretty fast this way. Then next, we're going to start getting into doing our edges. So on the edges, we're going to be drawing on this one over here. So this corner right here, this tile is actually, I think, only used by the editor to look at it. Like, it's what appears up here. But I don't actually think it is drawn anywhere. I would have to, like, check and make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's not. This is your outside corners. Then you have your inside corners. Then you have, like, all these edges, and then your centerpiece. The thing people often get very wrong when they try to do this is they assume that this centerpiece is going to be your tile. But it's not. Let me merge this and put another... Okay, merge visible. And let me add a new layer so I can quickly delete this when I'm done. So, in general, what you're actually looking at, let's grab red. So, an autotile is always going to be made from 4 pieces from the same corner. So, like, let me do this better. Hard round. Slightly bigger. Not that big. So it's always going to be... I am not liking what I'm doing. Let me just grab a pencil. Then I don't have to worry about it. Alright, there we go. So these corners are always going to be in the upper left of the whatever tile that you make. So if you... And then these corners always going to be in the upper right of whatever tile is made by the engine. As you can guess, you have these corners are always going to be on the lower left. So I think, yeah, I did. And these are always going to be on the lower right. There is never a situation where, say, because see, people think, like, if people treat this like it's going to be one tile as this order, they will think this is going to be an upper right piece, or an upper left piece, and it's always going to be a lower right piece. So the way a completely empty one will get rendered is this one will be the lower right, this will be the upper right, or upper left, this will be the lower left, and this will be the upper right. So I also have done a written part that will actually explain that part better. What I wanted to do was talk about, like, specific ways of doing your edges that make it a lot easier to make sure they all match. So first thing I'm going to do is delete that layer I made just to show that spot. We're going to take this upper section. Well, no, here we go. This is the section we need. This is where you would normally have... I wish I hadn't closed that other one, but I did. This is where the upper border is going to be. Like, the border is going to be around this. The water would be in here. So if I take this, And instead of trying to just draw it in here, I'm going to take it, copy it, paste it. I should have pasted it before I zoomed across. Nope. There it is. Okay. So I want to take this over here so I can work on it a little bit separately. So here's what I want to do. First, I want to take and start making a kind of edge. I'm going to make like a sandy edge, I guess. Again, not a artist. This is going to be very ugly. Actually, you know what? Maybe I can make like a, you know what? I can probably use this to make my edge, and that will be fine. My art skills are absolute garbage. I am not an artist. I don't even play one on TV. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn. Brush tool, I really liked that one I was using, which was the... I want to say it was Kyle Ultimate Hard Pixel at 4. I hope I'm right, otherwise it's going to make it a little bit of a pain when I start drawing the other parts. Okay. So I want to make sure I'm drawing on a separate layer. So let's go new layer, new layer. Always need more layers. I know there's a button for it, and I keep forgetting where it is. All right, so the first thing I want to do is do this. Would help if my... Oh, why is my opacity turned way down? Wanted... I still feel like it's not... Let me, like, blow up a bit. I may have to use a different brush for this. All right, this works well enough. I'm going to make it a little bit. Let's go for... Not 66. That's going to be way too big. Go for 8. All right. So the first thing I want to do is draw this line right here. Then, right after I draw that line, I'm going to take and copy, paste, and I wish... Okay, hold on. I need to do... I know what I need. I need to do copy, merge, paste, and then I'm going to take and put this over here. Because what we're trying to do is make sure that it matches on both sides. And the easy way to do that is to put one on both sides. Paste, merge, paste, merge. Or no, paste, just paste. I just need a regular paste. All right. Did I do this right, or am I just... Did I go completely the wrong direction? I did this backwards. Ah! All right, guys. I promise I know what I'm doing. I just did the whole thing backwards of what I meant to do. All right. So, first thing actually is to do... Actually, I think I did it right, but I didn't do exactly what I was thinking. I wanted to go off this edge first. Then, I want to take this and pull it 48 over right there. Because now we know this side will connect to this side. Then, we can take brush. You know, the entire method I had before that I was thinking in my head was more complicated and not necessary. I have found this to be the case with a lot of things I do. So, there we go. I know there's a button for it and I forget where it is all the time. So now I know that this end will connect to this end. That's important. I also need to... So I can now take this piece and put it back on. You know what? I think I could have worked on the whole thing from here. We'll see. We will see. I'm going to try it on the next one. That was dumb. I didn't want to move. I wanted to make sure I didn't move it side to side. All right. That needs to go right here. So another thing you need to make sure you do is you don't accidentally spill into areas you don't need to be. Like right now, I need to make sure I don't spill into these center tiles when I do these inside corners. Or the out, that's an inside corner, yeah. These are outside corners. All right. So the next one I need to do is this section right here. Let's do the same thing. I think I can work on it right there. So deselect it is Control D. That's what I need to remember. So if I do the same thing and I go like this, and then I immediately grab that section, move it exactly 48 down, then go back to my brush, Control D to deselect, draw the rest of that line. Then we can do the same thing over here. This is actually working out really well. But the main thing is that that little drawing over into this section lets us get that loop without having to like put them back to next to each other and everything, which is a bit of a pain. One more. Hey BG. Anybody coming in today for you? I know that some days you have very little to do and some days you have a lot. Back to the brush. Control D to deselect. Oh, Control D, deselect. Oh, that makes total sense now, doesn't it? All right. Next is the corners, which the corners are always going to match up to this and this. So like once you know that, you can just go and run your corners. Do that. I do not alter too much. All right. The next thing I need to do, cut out this green, the grass underneath it. I also need to clean up the areas where it goes over the grass so that I can probably get it. Like, you could go in here and, like, cut a little bit of the grass out. That one probably needs to be cut. This one, that one probably can. But let's use the... I have an idea. Watch this. This is something I learned from a magic wand select. So if we select, I think let's combine layers 2 and 3. Because those are, so if I do this, and then you can go select, and then go to modify, expand, and if I expand it by like 4 pixels, look at that. It's underneath the thing. Now I can go to this section and go edit. Now, zoom back out. I can take the water the water part of the auto tile, edit, copy, edit, paste, put it here, put it underneath that, and as you can see, I now have it cut out. Well, I'm good. I'm glad that you will enjoy it tomorrow, Slurcian, when you get a chance to watch the VOD. All right, so now I have the water auto tile here. I have the edging already done. I do think I need to. I'm gonna have to edit a little bit to like cut where it's running into the shore, but we'll see how it looks without that. Again, bad art. So the next thing you do, I am going to work on another. Well, let's make the this section up here. So that section up here is pretty easy. Just take and go. Copy merged. What is the Shift Control C? Shift Control C, Control V. Huh. I did make a slight mistake here. I have to make a few little adjustments here because my corners aren't matching up. C, Control V. Let's see if it's just that one corner is having a problem. That corner's fine. Control V. Grabbed it before I did that. All right, that corner is fine. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad. But basically, I think maybe let's go back to the layer. This is the layer. Yeah, here's the layer with that. If I just drop that right there. Let's see how. Need to make sure that's on the top. Then I need to merge a bunch of layers. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is all these corners up here, as is that. So all, wait. That's not correct. That layer needs to be down one. Let's see, is this one should be up. Is that correct? There we go. I was making sure it matched the grass behind it. All right. So now that corner, all the corners are good. The next thing to do is these inside corners. So this should go this way, that way. So the easiest way to do those is to, I'm going to pull that out. Let me also, this layer can be deleted. These top 4 layers are all good, so I'm just going to merge them. I should name these. Water layer. This is to make it faster when I'm actually getting into it. So this is the grass layer. And this is the shore. All right. So now the outside corners. I feel like I may get through this faster than I thought I was. I was going to be like, this is going to take me 1.5 to 2 hours. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be that much time. I think it's going to be much faster than that. But though actually is good for you guys, right? The faster I can get through it, the shorter it takes, the longer, the less time it takes you guys when you're trying to learn it. Okay, so this is going up to here. So this is going to be curved this way. That means this is a lower left tile, which means the upper right tile that is straight, that tile right there, is the one that is going to be below this. So let's grab this. Control-Shift C, Control-V. And this is just like a guideline. This is all I'm putting it here for. Is so I can grab this and just throw it up here so I know which direction to draw. And then I need the lower right with the water on top. So it's this one right here. Grab this one right here. C, Control V. But this needs to be on top. So as I said, this is only here for guidelines. I'm going to delete these right afterward. But we'll start grabbing a... where is my paintbrush? There it is. I like how I forget where things are that I have known where they are. So we're going to be drawing on the shore layer. And we need to start there, go across, come down. Now, next thing I need to do is delete that layer, delete that layer, and then I need to fit right here on the shore layer. All right, so that's the first inside corner. We need to basically just keep doing the exact same thing. Here is one problem. I have to go above. So let's see. Let's just take the whole thing and draw it down one, even though, so like Control A. That's going to be a pain. It's easier to do it this way. So here we're going to do image canvas size. And let's add 48 height to the top, so I have room for some other stuff. And then I'll just subtract that at the bottom at the end of when I do the end. All right. So this is an upper left section, which means over here would be a upper right. It would be this one right here, I think. No, it would be this one right. Wait, hold on. Oh, sometimes my brain doesn't work, guys. Okay, so if this is upper right, the one or upper left, the one next to it needs to be upper right, which does mean this one right here. Grab this tile as an example, or as a guide. C, Control V. Did it again. Let's just run that one way. And then run this above it is going to be in a lower left piece, or left, which means not these, because these are on the right. It's going to be this one right here as a lower left, correct? Yes, that is a lower left part of the tile. I mean, there's a lot of free stuff on the forums. This is just mostly about structure, because it's useful to learn the structure if you are good at art. If you're like me, it's useful to know the structure just because I enjoy knowing it. So here's the thing. I'd made the mistake last time. I could have just selected this section to make sure that I didn't overdraw. Now I can go here. All I gotta do is connect that and that. These lines are kind of ugly, but it's Okay. I do not mind that they're a little bit ugly. Let's get a little dark. And then we can delete these two the two guides that I made. Or we could if delete button was working. I think I have to deselect. Deselect. And that, delete that. And go to the shore. That was what happened there. I had it underneath the other tile. Ooh. I am sorry. I am a little tired today, so it's kind of hard to keep up with my brain talking to everybody. We're going to do the same thing over here. This is an upper right tile, so above it will be a lower right tile, which is this one right here. Mouse will obey me. C. B. Then this is going to be an upper left tile. That is this one right here. Yeah, if you have like really boxy borders, it is pretty easy because you can just run the corners and you know exactly how far you are from the edge. But when you have like organic corners where you're drawing edges and stuff like, or drawing rounded bits, which these are not as rounded as they could be because I'm kind of just winging it. I'm sure that there's a lot of artists out there who are like, you could do better than this, and they're right. All right. Oh, the festival streams? Yeah, it does kind of remind me of Fest, doesn't it? Nope, I drew on the wrong layer. That should have been on the shore layer. I can just really quickly copy, and then it's like paste, paste special, paste into, I think. Nope. Forget it. I'm gonna just, I know what I'll do. So, which one? It wasn't on that one, so I can delete that. And I can just delete this right here. And then I can try to delete this. Why didn't it go away? I keep forgetting I can't delete layers while I have anything selected. Alright, now I can just merge that with the shore layer. Merge layers. Yeah, there's a little bit more than most people think there is, but yes, if you had like more, well, like I could make it even more rounded than that if I tried. And like this makes it rounded. And if you squiggled a bit more here, you could, there's a lot of things you could do a little bit better. Carpets are easy to make comparatively. Water is the most difficult one to make. I think that's why I wanted to try it, to show you all the different things you have to keep in mind when you're making water. All right, this is a lower right. Means the one below it needs to be a upper right, which is this one right here. Wrong button. Control C, Control V. That one. And then we need to have the one in the lower left, which is, by the way, it's always two next to another corner because these two are next to this corner, which also are the ones that go to this one. But All right. Now I can make sure I select the shore layer and not, what did oh no, my shore layer got renamed. Let me rename this. Shore. Make sure I'm on the shore layer. We will select just this square so I can make sure I draw in it. Nowhere else. And let's draw our little, that's a bad, don't like that. Make it more. That just didn't even match up. That's awful. That's good. And I hit undo again anyway. All right. Delete. I still have stuff selected, so I can't delete. Delete. All right, now we need to do the same thing we did before, where we got rid of the stuff inside that. Trying to think if I can. All right, so if I select this, and then like, oh, how am I going to? Trying to think of a way to grab this quickly. I know there's a way, but I can't think of it, so I'm going to do it in a different way. Oh, not going to do the lasso tool. Where's the one I'm looking? That. I use such an overly high sensitivity on my mouse, and I should really stop doing it. I really enjoy it for like a lot of things, but it gets to where when I'm trying to do anything like precise, it's an absolute nightmare. All right, I can also go ahead and canvas size remove that top 48. Width or height minus 48. Okay. All right, so the basics of this is already perfect. So what I need to do is just make the animation. I do not want to animate my shore, and the reason why is because I would have to repeat everything I just did again, and I think that's too slow and boring to watch me do. But the basic idea would be just the same as what I'm going to do to animate this right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this, not that one, this on the grass layer. It's this section right here. I'm going to make a second. You know what? I'm going to delete that because I can do that at the very end. It did what I wanted it to. It got me to know that I needed to fix these. So what I'm going to do is make another layer over top of the water layer. I'm going to eyedropper the background water color. So I'm going to take and make a new layer right here. So let's go layer, new, and we're going to name it. I should have renamed it right there. And we're going to go with water 2, because that's the second frame of animation. And I'm going to make it just right here. Start by selecting this area. Fill with the current color, the foreground color. Then I'm going to switch. Then I'm going to take and go back and Ultimate Pencil Hard. I'm going to go back to, I think I did what, 4 or 5 for those other ones. And I know my opacity was turned down. It'll be close enough. So what I'm going to do, so I know, R2, that I'm drawing in nearly the same place. I'm going to take this, I'm going to turn the opacity down to where I can see it, but I don't see it that much. I zoom way in. And I only need to work in one section that I can copy paste. So I'm going to zoom a little bit out. So this is so I can see what the other layer looked like. So I'm going to go up with, I'm going to make these, some of these a little peak a little higher, some of these peak a little lower. So this one I'll make peak a little higher. This one I'll make lower. Higher, that's way too high. All right, I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I only need to work in a very small area. This area right where I need to work. I had to get it good at Autotiles for the MV3D plugin. I always thought the MV3D plugin looked really cool, but also I just like that's doing some brain on me. All right, this one I'm gonna make a little shorter. This one I'm gonna make a little taller. Shorter. Shorter, because it was already a little tall. This one I'll make a little taller. Shorter. Taller. 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 Shorter. Taller. Okay, now I've done this section right here. I can put my opacity back. Why? That doesn't look good. I think I did not have my opacity down. I don't know what I did there, the original one. Let's go back and all right, and then we need to do what I did before the last time. I think I also made another mistake. I did not do this on another layer, so I'm going to show you what I was doing when I did the grass. So Control C, Control V. So now my problem is when I pull this to the top, right, I have this blue that is covering other things. Don't want it to cover the other things. Let's use the magic wand tool to grab. That's also not in the right place. Let's just grab the whole layer. So Control Z. We have the whole layer. Needs to be moved over one. And the magic wand tool. Grab that. Edit. Right? Then I'm going to take this edge right here. So you can, oh, I have to have the actual thing selected. Grab this, put it over here, and then do the same where I get rid of the eyedropper tool. Why do I always want to select the eyedropper tool instead of the... All right, now I can merge all the way, all of these. Merge layers. Boy, this is not looking like the other layer. I don't know. I think I had a different brush. We're gonna see what it looks like when it animates. Either way, you'll get an idea of what I was trying to do. So I'm gonna just take this. Control C, Control V. Control V. V. Also, I feel like I missed one of the things. Like, I feel like there should have been something right here. And I don't know how I missed it. So now, if I just take and copy the shore layer, actually, I think now I can do what I was going to do before, which is go down to this shore, and I'm going to take the shore and grass layer and merge them. Now I can copy. And it needs to be on top of everything. Wow, this was messy. The things we have learned is one, I am bad at art. Two, I tried to draw over and wow, it was bad. Yeah, I missed one. I missed the one right here. It's that one right there. I don't know when I was drawing over. I must have just missed it. I could just freehand it, but we'll pretend that I didn't completely miss it. So let's get rid of all of our excess stuff. This needs to go. Well, first we can merge all of these down. Merge layers. And I can delete that section right there. As I said, I'm going to do this right here and put it there. And then go merge down. In reality, if I had still been working on this and I thought I was going to keep doing it, which I'm pretty much, I'm like, it is what it's going to be, and you can see how it messed up. Like for instance, I completely missed this little wave here. But let's do a file save, and and I also didn't do my, let's quickly go back to Photoshop. Let's quickly do these upper corners because those are important, or specifically this upper corner I think is the one that's important. So we'll CV. See. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I feel like my brain is partially mush. It has been a very busy week, and I enjoyed it very much, but also I could use a less busy week. All right, so I can merge visible. This is going to be the same thing. This. Yeah, top left is just for the editor, but I was putting it in because I wanted to draw it. I don't think this, I think like this one and this one are not actually even used at all, the second and third frame ones. So let's, yeah, I was thinking that too, but I couldn't remember. So I saved the water ping. I keep on opening the wrong things. Okay, so let's move away from it and move back. All right, so I got my water. Doop-a-doo, get some kind of riveries in there. Let's grab our reed, put him on the right one. and you should be able to see it should go 1 2 1 2. It's ugly because I didn't do a very good job when I was drawing over, but you can see how the process works and what I was trying to do. The shorelines look fine. I'm trying to think of how I should. I think what happened is I adjusted my brush between doing the first set and the second set, and I forgot what my brush sizes were. I should do an entire game that is just entirely me being bad at art. It would look like a grade schooler was making a game, but at the same time, that would be kind of neat in a way. Just make it a game where you're playing as grade schoolers or memories of grade school. But as you can see, all the different angles all fit together because of the way that I drew across then pulled it over, which I'm quite fond of that idea. I also did 2 written tutorials on how autotiles are put together that go into a little bit more detail on matching up sections with sections rather than just being. Mostly it was about like where to position things to try to get the corners to all match up and everything. And I hope I mean, yeah, because the thing about doing that, and it looks awful right now because the second frame looks bad, is that it's been done entirely within 1 hour on stream, and it's not exactly a science. And that is how you make autotiles. So you could also do a third frame, and it would be go like 1 2 3 2 1 2 3 2, like back and forth like this, if you really wanted a third frame. And there are a few other tricky things. I think waterfalls are a little bit different. I think they're animated. They may be 1 2 3 1 2 3 on animations for waterfalls, but I'd have to actually check. But generally, that should get you through the process of how any of the auto tiles are created. I hope you enjoyed it. That's going to be it for the stream today. That will be the last of our RPG Maker Festival streams. Remember, though, the sale ends tomorrow. There are a lot of cool games that we worked with a bunch of devs to get their games on sale during the RPG Maker Festival, and I know that they want you to look at them, and we want you to look at them too. There's also the engines and the resources that are for sale, which I hope you guys like those, or why are you watching me? And also, there were several different competitions and stuff that were running, and I want you guys to participate. If you've ever written a guide before, if you've written any tutorial that is not on Steam, if you add it to MZ's Steam guides, you're entered to win. If you've ever made any kind of resources and they're not on Steam, if you add them to the Steam workshop for MZ, you're ready. You are entered to win. So get that stuff in before I cut things off tomorrow. It's nice to hear from you, Wrath, and to Skepsis. And let's see, Ekaterina and BG, and I know Silver Shion say you watch tomorrow, and T. And Thomas Fitzsavak? I know I butchered that. All of you, thank you for watching. I will see you all next week, because I am going to do a stream on Wednesday, where I will be continuing to do an ice sliding block puzzle that I've been doing for almost a month now. Everyone have a wonderful night.